Welcome to AI Business Autopilot. In this video, we'll break down how to price your AI automation services using simple ROI math and how to turn that into clear client offers. If you're building chatbots, workflow automations, or custom AI tools, and you're not sure whether to charge $500 or $15,000, stay with me. By the end, you'll have ready-to-use pricing templates you can plug straight into your next sales call. Who this is for? First, who is this for? This is for agency owners, solo consultants, and technical freelancers who are using tools like GPT, automation platforms, or custom code to save clients time or generate more revenue. The biggest mistake I see is people guessing a price based on how it feels or simply copying what competitors charge. Instead, we want a repeatable process that starts from value created and then backs into a price that feels fair for both sides. Core mindset. The core mindset is simple. Price the outcome, not your hours. Clients are not buying prompts, API calls, or workflows. They're buying faster response times, more qualified leads, fewer manual tasks, and more profit. If you price based on hours, you punish yourself for being efficient. If you price based on outcomes and ROI, you get rewarded for leverage and expertise. So from now on, we only talk about your service in terms of business results. And we use hours and tools only to estimate your costs internally. ROI basics. Let's start with the basics of ROI. Every automation project should begin with one question. What problem are we solving? And how do we measure it today? For example, maybe support agents are answering the same questions all day. Maybe sales reps are not following up on leads fast enough. Maybe operations teams are copying data between systems manually. All of those can be measured in time, in errors, or in lost opportunities. Your job on the sales call is to uncover those numbers, even if they are rough estimates. Simple ROI formula. Here's a simple formula you can use with your clients. Step 1. Calculate the annual value of your solution. That is, time saved, multiplied by the cost per hour, plus extra profit from additional sales or higher conversion, plus any other costs avoided, like fewer tools or fewer hires. Step 2. Compare that annual value to what you charge. ROI percentage is simply value minus cost divided by cost times 100. You don't need perfect precision. A directionally correct range is enough to justify your price. Example, support automation. Let's walk through a quick example. Imagine a company where support agents spend around 80 hours per month handling repetitive questions that a chatbot could answer. Their fully loaded cost per hour is, let's say, $25. That means they're spending about $2,000 per month, or $24,000 per year on repetitive work. Now imagine your AI automation can reliably handle 70% of those questions. That's roughly $16,800 per year in time savings alone. On top of that, faster replies can improve customer satisfaction and retention, but we'll leave that upside as a bonus. Example, extra revenue plus pricing from ROI. Now add a revenue component. Let's say you also build an AI-driven follow-up system for leads. On average, it helps the client close 15 extra deals per month with an average profit of $500 per deal. That's $7,500 per month, or $90,000 per year in additional profit. Combine this with the $24,000 in time savings, and your solution is worth around $114,000 per year to that client. Charging, for example, a $2,000 setup fee plus $2,000 per month comes to $26,000 over a year. the ROI is still very strong, and your price is roughly 20 to 25% of the value you create. That's a solid range for high-value automation projects, from ROI to your price. So how do you turn that into a simple rule? A useful guideline is aim to charge between 10 and 30% of the annual value you create. If your automation is worth $50,000 a year, your price might land somewhere between $5,000 and $15,000. The exact point depends on your positioning, competition, and how mission-critical the problem is. But the key is this: you show the value first, with clear math, and only then reveal your price. That way, the client compares your fee to their upside, not to their past freelancer invoices. Pricing models overview. Now let's talk about pricing models. There are 4 common structures you can use for AI automations. Number 1, a one-time setup fee for building and deploying the solution. Number 2, a monthly retainer for monitoring, optimization, and support. Number 3, performance-based pricing, where you earn a percentage of revenue or profit, or a fee per qualified lead or booked meeting. And number 4, a hybrid model, which mixes a smaller fixed fee with a performance component. Model 1, Setup plus Retainer. The first and most common model is Setup plus Retainer. The setup fee covers discovery, design, implementation, integrations, and initial testing. This is your heavy lifting. A retainer covers everything that keeps the system valuable over time: monitoring, prompt and model updates, retraining, new edge cases, and small feature adjustments. For smaller businesses, that might look like $1,000 to $3,000 for setup, and $300 to $800 per month. For mid-market clients, you might be in the $5,000 to $20,000 setup range, with $1,000 to $4,000 per month on retainer, always anchored to their ROI. Model 2. Performance and hybrid. The second model is performance-based or hybrid. Here, you tie part of your fee directly to the results you generate: a percentage of closed revenue, a fee per qualified lead or booked call, or a share of cost savings. This can be very attractive when clients are skeptical or cash-constrained because you're sharing the risk. However, it requires clear tracking and agreement on what counts as a result. A practical compromise is a hybrid, a smaller fixed fee to cover your baseline costs, plus a performance component that can scale if the project works extremely well. Why 3-tier offers work? Now let's turn this into actual client offers. Instead of presenting a single price, we'll use a 3-tier structure: launch, growth, and partner. 3 tiers work because they give your client context. The lowest tier shows your minimum level of engagement. The middle tier is your best fit option, and the top tier is for clients who want maximum leverage and are ready to invest more. Let's go through each template so you can adapt them to your niche. Template 1. Launch offer. Template number 1 is your launch offer. Position it as the fastest way for the client to see a clear ROI from AI without committing to a huge project. The scope could be 1 or 2 high-impact automations. For example, a customer support chatbot plus a basic internal workflow, or a simple lead qualification bot. You handle discovery, design, implementation, and basic training for their team. Pricing will depend on your market, but think along the lines of $1,000 to $3,000 for small businesses, or more if you're in a high-value vertical. Template 2. Growth offer. Template number 2 is your growth offer. This is usually your main package and should be intentionally more attractive than the launch tier in terms of ROI. Here, you include multi-step workflows, deeper integrations with their CRM and tools, analytics dashboards, and a few months of optimization built in. You can frame it as, we don't just launch one bot. We create an automation system that touches multiple parts of your funnel or operations. Pricing can move into the $3,000 to $8,000 plus setup range, plus a meaningful monthly retainer, always backed by the ROI numbers you calculated. Template 3. Partner offer. Template number 3 is your partner offer. This is designed for clients who see AI as a strategic lever and want you involved long-term. In this tier, you offer ongoing optimization, A/B testing, new automation ideas every quarter, and priority support. You can include revenue or profit sharing or a performance-based component on top of a base retainer. For example, a base monthly fee plus a percentage of revenue generated by your automations, or a fee per qualified lead they accept. This tier should clearly communicate, we are part of your growth team, not just a one-time implementer. Discovery call structure. To make these offers work, you need a solid discovery call. Here's a simple structure you can follow. First, ask about their current bottlenecks. Where do they feel the most friction or wasted time? Second, ask how they measure that today. Hours per week, number of leads, average deal size, response times, error rates. Third, explore the impact of solving those problems. What would change if these issues disappeared? Would they hire fewer people? Close more deals? Respond to customers faster. Finally, clarify timeline and decision makers so you know how to position your proposal and next steps. Live ROI math on the call. One of the most powerful moves you can make is to do the ROI math live on the call. Ask for rough numbers, type them into a simple calculator or spreadsheet, and show the client the yearly impact in real time. For example, so you're spending about 80 hours per month on this manual work at $25 per hour. That's $24,000 per year. If we cut that by 70%, that's around $16,800 saved. Plus, the extra profit from more leads, which you said could be $90,000 per year. So this project could be worth over $100,000 annually to you. Then, when you reveal a price in the range of 15 to 25% of that value, the conversation feels much more logical and much less emotional. Handling objections. Let's quickly talk about common objections. When a client says, this is too expensive, don't argue about the number. Go back to the ROI. Ask which assumption feels off and adjust the model together. Often, they will realize the upside is much larger than they first thought. You might say, if we only hit 30% of what we estimated, does the project still make sense? When they say, we'll build this in-house, highlight speed and focus. You've solved these problems before. When they say, can you guarantee results? Position your work as creating a range of outcomes. You can avoid their blind spots, and their internal team can stay focused on core operations instead of reinventing the wheel. Final advice and CTA. To wrap up, remember this: you are not selling prompts or workflows. You're selling leverage, time saved, revenue gained, and peace of mind. Use the simple ROI math we walked through. Aim to charge 10 to 30% of the annual value you create and package your work into clear launches, growth, and partner offers. If you apply this on your very next sales call, you'll feel much more confident, and your clients will feel much more clarity. If you found this helpful, subscribe to AI Business Autopilot for more practical breakdowns on building and pricing AI automation services. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.